have resorted to charcoal burning as a source of livelihood.
Hata kama wiki nzima unaenda kuchimba hapo, tuna mizigi mingi huko chini. Tena ni upate kwa sababu njaa imezidi, watu wametapakaa huko michakani kuangalia, unaangalia upate chochote cha kukula lakini hakuna. Yaani kuchimba hiyo, yani unaenda kutafuta kama hizi zia au ukule.
Unachoma upate mtu ambaye ukiuza kale kasogi upate kulipa shule na chakula cha nyumbani, lakini ikiwa tuna mambo mengine ambayo yanaweza kusaidia, basi tungewacha hiyo kazi hiyo. Maana hiyo ni kazi ambayo ni kazi ngumu sana, lakini tunafanya pa vile hatujui tutafanya nini.
Hiyo sasa ni yake ameedit, lakini ile
Kenga Kombe, a father of 7 who resides in Fudumulo village, acknowledges that charcoal burning is detrimental to the environment but says they have no other alternative livelihood.
Hatuna cha kufanya huko, hakuna kazi nyingine ya kufanya huko kwetu. Basi hakuna kabisa ya kufanya. Hata tukiangalia hivi, basi tukiacha hiyo tunakufa na njaa. Hiyo hauwezi kusema urongo, lakini kugetoa njia nyingine ambayo tunaweza kufaika na sisi hata tukaendelea na hiyo, basi ingekuwa vizuri sana. Kwa hivyo mtuangalie na mambo mengine, tuachane na hii kazi ya kuchimba.
Some 15 kilometers away in Petanguo village, Baraka Chengo, who is also a charcoal burner, shares similar tribulations.
Hali sahihi ni kame na ni haba, hakuna shilingi, na wazazi wengi utakuta wametegemea nini? Mkaa, na makaa yenyewe ndio hivyo, msitu umeisha.
Kilifi Governor Gideon Mungaro and Area MP Kenneth Tungule, however, maintain that the war on hunger will not be won if residents in the region continue cutting down trees for charcoal burning.
Tunajua saizi kuna kiangazi, lakini bado mvua itakuja, hata kama ni kidogo, lakini tunajua itakuja. Sasa I want us as a region to take advantage of the short rains that will be coming any time from now. Tuanze tree planting drive. Polepole najua with time tunaweza tukarudisha ile forest cover.
Many parts of this county have not seen a drop of rain for the last 4 years. And if we continue ravaging our environment, cutting all the trees for the 300 shilling of a sack of charcoal, we will not have rain for another 20 years probably. So let's also be ambassadors of telling people to stop this charcoal burning.
In a related development, religious leaders in Kisii County have urged Kenyans from regions with surplus food to donate it to compatriots in drought-hit areas.
Chemichemi zetu zimeingiliwa sana katika jamhuri yetu ya Kenya. Nikiwa neema tuko na hiyo record. Akina mama wameenda kutafuta mbegu za msituni, ndio wanachemshia, zingine hata zitaweza kuwaua, ndio wanachemshia. Mliona kwa TV. Na wewe mkisia hapa avocado natupa karibu 5. Miwa ndio hizi zinajaa hapa. Ndizi yetu ndio zingine zinajaa kwa barabara. Wewe kama Mkristo.
Ruth Wamboi for Lunchtime News.
Wiper Party leader Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka has assured Kenyans that Azimio la Umoja One Kenya coalition will come up with a vibrant opposition that will put President William Ruto's government in check. Kalonzo also lauded the Wiper Party brigade in Ukambani for delivering a maximum number of elective posts. His sentiments were echoed by other leaders from Kitui who were present and called on the government to reduce the high taxation levied on Kenyans and focus on delivering the election promises.
Azimio tutakuwa na shadow cabinet. Tutakuwa na mawaziri. Tutakuwa na mawaziri wa kuandama hao wengine. Na sio kwa ubaya. This is how we nurture our democracy. Maoni yangu, na nashukuru Mungu, na not just Kitui County, nationally, Wiper Democratic Movement emerged as a parliamentary party stronger than ever before.
Mr. President, I want to urge you, please, instead of talking about collecting tax from hustlers, lower taxation.
Yes.
Lower taxation. Maisha imekuwa ngumu.
Sana.
Watu wanaumia.
Sana.
The national government has rolled out a work plan that aims at reducing the burden of non-communicable diseases in the country by the year 2023. Officials from the Ministry of Health say they have finished the mapping exercise for 17 counties in Western and Nyanza regions in order to determine appropriate intervention measures.
Weekly for Monday, Head of Division of Vector-borne and Neglected Tropical Diseases in the Ministry of Health, who spoke during a stakeholders forum in Migori ahead of the county's mapping exercise, said the assessment has revealed that a large part of the county's population is exposed to intestinal worms, bilharzia and Zika infestation. Omondi highlighted drug administration, sanitation and behavioral change communication are some of the effective intervention measures identified by the Ministry of Health.
The two diseases have been reported in 27 counties in Kenya. So that tells you that more than half of Kenyans are impacted by these two diseases. We've done a pilot in Homa Bay where we've trained the healthcare workers to provide integrated cervical cancer screening as well as the whole county of Kwale. Our aspiration is, as we determine the burden, we will increase provision of these services to wananchi.
Other stakeholders present at the forum called on members of the community to engage with health officials, saying that to deal with health matters, collaborative efforts were needed in order to combat tropical diseases.
What we want to do is establish ways of working with community members, community structures, community health workers, frontline health providers to ensure that when we get these donated drugs, they reach individuals and those individuals take those drugs.
Colin Shadrack for Lunchtime News.
Now, Acting Director of Africa Center for Disease Control, Dr. Ahmed Ongwel, says that an emergency operational center has been set up in Uganda and is fully operational. Experts have been deployed and logistic resources availed, including the PPE kits, to ensure that the Sudan strain Ebola virus is contained. So far, it has claimed 31 lives, with 109 confirmed cases reported in Uganda.
In a weekly briefing on Africa disease outbreak, Acting Director of Africa CDC Dr. Ahmed Ongwel stated that there is no need to panic over the spread of the Ebola virus in Uganda, as contact tracing is proving efficient and it is aiding to its containment. So far, every case documented can be traced back to a known reported case, hence helps in controlling the outbreak.
The situation is not out of control. We have good visibility of all the contacts, and we are quite hopeful that with deployment of more community health workers, more experts, more community engagement, we should be able to bring this particular outbreak under control.
He added that they are in process of building capacity, particularly in infection and prevention control, and are training healthcare workers on how to handle the virus to avoid contraction and exposure.
We don't want any more health workers getting exposed, because we have the means, we have the knowledge, we have the tools to be able to protect them. And so we are actively training all frontline health workers very intensely and ensuring that the risks of them getting exposed at work are as low as is possible.
Ongwel, who called on the neighboring countries to strengthen their surveillance system, noted that the clinical trial vaccines for the Ebola virus will soon be taking off in Uganda.
Strengthening the surveillance mechanisms in neighboring countries so that everyone feels that there is actually active surveillance that is going on. The deployment of a clinical trial vaccines that are designed for the Sudan strain of Ebola virus, and those should be able to add more knowledge to how we deal with this particular strain of Sudan virus.
Since the onset of Ebola outbreak, a total of 31 deaths have been reported, among them 4 healthcare workers and 109 confirmed cases. Opicho Chemtai for Lunchtime News.
And a number of leaders in Laikipia have warned their counterparts in neighboring counties against protecting illegal grazers prowling in Laikipia County in search of pasture. Led by Laikipia North Member of Parliament Sarah Korere, the leaders allege that herders are forcing their way into private properties in search of pasture, which they say is illegal. The leaders now want the government to deal decisively with cross-border conflicts.
Leaders from Laikipia County have launched scathing attacks on leaders from neighboring counties for protecting illegal grazers prowling in Laikipia County in search of pasture. Led by Laikipia North legislator Sarah Korere, the leaders gave a stern warning to 3 leaders accusing them of fueling conflict in some parts of Laikipia County.
Na mimi nataka kuongea na viongozi wa county jirani ya Baringo na Samburu na Isiolo, and I want to tell them this. Wakati watu wenu wanakuja Laikipia, waambiwe wakuje na adabu.
Nikiwa hapa siku ya leo nataka kuhakikishia ndugu zangu wana Laikipia, watu wa Laikipia West, Laikipia North, nitaendelea kufanya kazi ya kupigana na usalama. Tutapigana na hawa illegal grazers. Hawa illegal grazers tutapigana na wao, kwa sababu illegal grazers ndio wamekuwa wakitusumbua hapa kwetu Laikipia.
Their sentiments follows recent invasions where illegal herders believed to have come from neighboring counties of Samburu, Isiolo and Baringo invaded private property, destroying their crops. Area community elder Jimmy Kariuki pleaded with leaders from neighboring counties to come together in order to promote peace among the different communities living in the area.
Sasa siasa zimeisha. Tusichague mtu alikuwa chama gani ama alikuwa mlengo gani. Sasa mushikane, mufanye kazi ili musaidie watu wa area hii.
He urged leaders not to politicize the matter.
Tourism Cabinet Secretary Penina Malonza says she will prioritize protection of wildlife habitats in the country. Speaking in Nairobi, Malonza said her administration will work on a criteria on ensuring the safety of wild animals, which she noted are a major foreign exchange earner in the country. Malonza saying the sector supports various livelihoods besides placing Kenya in the global map as an ideal tourist destination. Tourism Cabinet Secretary Penina Malonza honored her first official assignment to the Kenya Association of Women in Tourism during the 2022 Women of Excellence in Tourism Awards. Malonza says her priority is to bring back tourism to life. The Tourism CS says wildlife are endangered in their habitats and it is vital to protect the survival of the country's heritage.
Wanyama wetu wengi wameathirika pakuu. Na hivyo basi ningependa kusema hii ni njia moja mwafaka ambao tutaweza kushirikiana na kuona hakika tumerudisha the glory of Kenya back.
Malonza urged tourism stakeholders to join forces in making Kenya an ideal tourism destination globally.
We will embark on diversifying or offering as a nation in the tourism space to cater the broad and dynamic market. Today's traveler is more desiring, yet more advantageous, and seeks for experiential experiences when he comes for a visit. Unlike traveler of yesterday and yesteryear, today's traveler is also willing to spend much more.
Malonza made the remarks during a forum aimed at recognizing women of excellence and their contribution towards women and youth in tourism under the umbrella of Kenya Association of Women in Tourism.
In the weeks and months to come, my ministry will be engaging with various stakeholders in the industry to listen to your concerns as well as your recommendations on how we collective can collaborate to enhance the magical Kenya experience with a view to grow our direct foreign investment, as well as to create the much needed employment for our young people.
Nev Jiwani of Go Places magazine and Alice Kamunge of Vera Beauty College scooped this year's Women of Excellence in Tourism Awards. Kenya Association of Women in Tourism says the awards provides an opportunity to showcase best tourism service providers, as well as promote, encourage and reward tourism excellence. In sports, Atletico Madrid striker Alvaro Morata risks missing the 2022 FIFA World Cup finals after he was injured when they were beaten 3-2 by Cadiz in Spanish League. Meanwhile, Real Madrid winger Eden Hazard is hopeful that Belgium will get to a better position in this year's World Cup finals after they were beaten by France in the semis of the 2018 edition. The 2022 FIFA World Cup finals will be televised live on KBC Channel 1 and on KBC